I just had to drag my AC out of my car to my apartment building. 3 guys passed me. None of them offered to help.
Okay, but what are you complaining about? Y'all chose the bear. Even your entire comment section is filled with, I would choose the bear. I chose the bear. Where's the bear? And then one woman left a comment saying, it's disgusting how all these men are commenting saying, call the bear. Why is that disgusting? Y'all chose the bear. And now you're literally bashing men for not helping. Y'all chose the bear over the man. And now you want a man to step in, call the bear.
Exactly. It's almost like actions have consequences. It's almost like modern men are listening to modern women say the ridiculous things that they enjoy saying, and we're watching what happens to modern women when their entitlement for the old way of doing things runs contrary to their willingness and desire to chase vaginal Marxism, better known by its media-friendly nickname of feminism. All of its lies. And you've made this world for us after we made it safe for you, very dangerous for us. So why would we help you? But you know what? This entitlement it's not concentrated in the white community. This young lady, in her early 20s maybe, blonde, blue eyes, she's been used to being treated a certain way, and it's not happening anymore. Men are waking up. But here's another example from the community much closer to home. Roll the clip.
Struggling to bring my TV, fit it into my car. It was in a big box. It's a 55-inch. It could barely fit into this car. I'm sitting out here struggling to get this in my car. Men are walking back and forth. No one is trying to help me.
You see, there's a reason for that. Decades ago, you wouldn't have needed help. The men would have done it for you. The thing is, the world has changed. Women have changed. Now, see, something I tend to do a lot. I tend to imagine, what if I was a man? What would I be doing today? Would I help women? Truthfully, when I think about it, no, absolutely not. Even if my instinct as a man is leaning toward chivalry, I'm not going to help.
It's in men's nature, little boys as well, to try and be as helpful as possible, especially to those who are obviously in need. It's a part of who we are. It's ingrained within us. But over time, there comes a problem when you have a group of people who have been flagrantly ungrateful for such help, telling us that we don't need you, we don't like you, we don't want you, go away, you creep. Well, you can't keep saying such things over and over again to the top of your lungs, along with your friends, waving signs to that effect as well, and thinking there aren't going to be consequences. You have to be a very foolish person to believe that this is something you're going to get away with and that it's not going to have any feedback of a negative nature back in your direction.
A lot of times, when men are doing nothing wrong, they end up on the internet because the wind blew something into their eye and they might have winked and someone filmed it, and then TikTok as some kind of perv because you were winking at a woman. And what if she was 17 years old and you helped her? And then you end up on the internet as some kind of creep pursuing young girls. It's just too dangerous. There are cameras out here. People are filming things with duplicitous intent.
I did a video a while back about this man named Kenan Basic from Australia. Every man on earth should know his story of every skin color, every religion, every background, every tax bracket should know what happened to him. And it's exactly dovetailing off what she was speaking of. This man was a good Samaritan who out of the kindness of his heart helped a woman in her time of need, and she destroyed his entire life with a lie. Everything from his marriage to his job, he was put behind bars. It was entirely ridiculous. It's dangerous out here. For those of you guys who haven't seen it, again, I'll leave a link to that video on my Rumble channel pinned to the top comment. But she is exactly right.
You don't know when you're going to be the next viral sensation. You don't know when you're the next guy getting your life ruined. You don't know when a woman is going to lash out at you because you might be helping her and she takes offense in that. If I was a man, I would not deal with this. Why would any man in his right mind help a modern woman? They're strong, they're aggressive, they call themselves equal, they say they can do anything that a man can do. Why do you need a man's help? Just do it. Get your girls. Women want men to be old-fashioned, but women don't want to be old-fashioned. They just want the best parts of what men can offer without giving the best parts of themselves.
It took an older man to come and see me struggling. He came out and helped me take the TV out of the box. They don't make real men anymore. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not all men, because there are good men out there, but it's such a rare thing. It took an older man to do that.
Of course it took a 70 or 80-year-old man, because he's not on social media. He doesn't see what's going on out here. He's from a different generation where women were actually beautiful. And he still believes that women are beautiful. I used to believe women were beautiful, but not anymore, because I'm here on social media. I see what's happening on the streets. I see what's happening to men when they try to be chivalrous and kind. Sometimes it's appreciated. Oftentimes it's not. So a man has to ask himself in that moment, which risk does he want to take? Will this be a good outcome, or will this be a negative outcome? A man doesn't know, so he backs away. You can't blame them for that.
We got to go back to the drawing board.
Yes, we do need to go back to the drawing board, but not in regard to men. In regard to women, women need to go back to the drawing board.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. First of all, shout out to Demi Delanwick, I think is how she pronounces it, over on TikTok. She gets it. She gets it. And she's been very eloquent today in this regard. I'll say this to you, fellas. What's been expected of men here in the 21st century has virtually no differences between what would have been expected from men in ancient Rome or to the Spartans in ancient Greece.
You realize you do need help with things, don't you? You do want them to do things, don't you? Why are they not doing it? Is it because maybe you're not doing something? Or it could be because you are doing something. You're doing too much. You're going against the very thing that you actually want. Women today primarily offer men frustration and even agony. So instead of coming online and giving a whole lecture on what men need to be doing, maybe you should go online and talk to women about what we should be doing. Because I don't hear any of that.
As a woman, like, you don't see men holding doors anymore. They don't help anymore.
That's right. Again, if I was a man, why would I hold a door? So a woman can curse me out, yell at me, tell me she doesn't need my help? This is what men are actually experiencing. The issue with women is they refuse to look at themselves ever. They see men changing toward us without realizing that we're causing the change that we're complaining about. And even as a woman myself, it does impact me. Men are not as chivalrous to me anymore. But the thing is, men don't know the difference. They don't know which woman is safe and which woman is not. We're not walking around with t-shirts that say, hey, I'm safe, I'm old school. Men don't know the difference, so they have to beware of all of us. They have to treat all of us as if we're raging radical feminists, because how can men tell the difference? It's not safe out there for them. So any complaints that you have, take it up with the girlies.
That's a great point. And I think it was maybe Andrew Tate, I'm not certain, who said something to the effect of the world would be a better place if women were forced to wear a t-shirt that had their body count on it. So men would know who to stay away from. Because the women who had the lowest possible numbers would be the ones most likely to be feminine, compliant, submissive, friendly, more than likely fit, the kind of women that men actually want to build futures with. And the sad part is, fellas, the reason why this young lady, both of them actually, the white girl and the black girl, are so frustrated isn't just because of their entitlement. That's certainly a component for sure. But they think that we as men don't pay attention. Social media has been both a blessing and a curse for those of us living in the 21st century. And it's very, very clear what the majority of Western women think of Western men. In fact, you know what? I can do better than that. I'm going to let one of them tell you what they think of you in her own words with no interruption from me. Roll the clip.
All the fucking men that say, have you ever thought maybe you're the problem? Have you ever shut the fuck up? in your entire fucking life? Have you ever thought that maybe you're the problem? Did you know, sir, that if all men were fucking obliterated right fucking now, that women would feel so much safer and so much happier on Earth? Did you? Did you ever stop to think that maybe being emotionally unavailable is the fucking problem?
This woman needs to be medicated. And if she's presently on medication, she needs those dosages upped immediately. This is brain damage, fellas. Brain damage and trauma. Tell me you've been getting railed out by Chad since the 9th grade without telling me you've been getting railed out by Chad since the 9th grade. This is a young woman, guys. What is she, like 22, 25 at the most? She should have the spark of life in her eyes. She should have every possibility open to her in terms of the future that can be laid out in front of a modern Western woman. The most pampered, most coddled human beings who have ever walked the face of this planet. And she's on the internet screaming like a fucking lunatic because she's shot too far outside of her own SMV. This is a basic female. Nothing special at all. She's out here chasing guys way above her level. So much so that she's been getting blasted by these dudes. Sprayed all in the face by these dudes. And now she thinks because those guys busted a slump with her, maybe been a couple weeks, and he just wanted to bust one off because it was 1:55 and the club closed at 2. So yeah, she'll do. Broke her off proper, hit the back, reached all the way back to the back of the refrigerator where the leftovers is at. Oh yeah, that's where the cuckoo button is. And beat it down for hours probably. And now she thinks that's her level. So when guys who are actually on her level approach her, she don't see them. She's hollering like a banshee, saying that men are emotionally unavailable. Guys, I'm afraid for the man who doesn't know her story. I'm afraid of the man who hasn't met her yet, who doesn't have TikTok. I'm afraid for the man who would meet her at work or at the store or wherever he would encounter her, who hasn't seen what you've just seen, thinks she's cute, get the number, and take her seriously as a claim her in front of people, girlfriend, fiance, or God help him if he signs that contract, make her his wife. She will destroy this man. Because nothing this unhinged can be good for a man, short term or long term. Well, let me rephrase that. Because Crazy Punani is probably the best Punani I've ever had. And boy, it's a double-edged sword, fellas. I don't recommend it because it's not going to end well. So I would say this, guys. When you're dealing with these modern women and they don't understand why you don't want to help them carry a box or whatever up a flight of stairs or help them reach something on top of the shelf at work or whatever the case may be, remind yourself of what you've seen today and don't feel bad about it. Because unless that woman has been consistently feminine, consistently well-behaved and well-mannered towards you, you have nothing to be ashamed about and you got nothing to feel sorry for. Leave them to their own devices. Protect yourselves at all times. With that said, that's my time. Like the video, comment down below. Share with a friend and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Never let your brother suffer in silence when the truth can set him free. Networkers, we working. Until next time.